Hey everybody, looks like we're about to get started right here. We're going to give you about two or three more minutes to jump on. And when we get started, I want to let you know that I got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. It's probably going to turn into a two-parter. So I say we're going to finish this one up next Thursday night. All right, so it's going to be broken up into two sections here. We do have a video challenge we're going to announce tonight, and then also we're going to start going over the initial part of pages that pop. So get ready to have a lot of fun. I'm glad you're here. You got about 2 minutes if you want to invite any of your friends. Okay, I'm still getting set up back here. I do want to know if you can hear me okay. I'm going to start sharing my screen here in just a minute. So go ahead and type in a number 7 if you can see me and hear me too. Okay. All right, cool. Awesome. Thanks, Paul. Good to know. All right. We'll get cracking here then. We got about 1 minute before we get started, okay? Good deal. Oh, I know you can't see me now. I took it off the screen here for just a minute while I'm getting set up. Thanks for telling me that. Cool. Now I want to do it right. Let's do screen share. We want to do IC lead pages. There we go. You should be able to see the IC lead pages back office. All right, let's get started, everybody. So right now, you should be able to see the IC lead pages back office page right there. So hello and welcome to tonight's training, everyone. My name is Tom Hughesby. I'm going to be training you tonight. Hey, glad to see you here. And when we train you tonight, we're going to talk about pages that pop. But first, I put together a challenge that I want to introduce to you guys. So let's take up a little bit of the time tonight on the training. Then we're going to dive into the training, and we're going to finish up the training because I'm actually going to give you an assignment. So who likes homework? You thought you were done with that in school, but it's fun homework. All right. So anyways, get ready to have a lot of fun. We're going to get started here in just a second. Okay. I'm going to pull up my notes over here. Looks like we're rolling good. So I'm going to close that screen out. All right. There's a little bit of a delay. So let's start. I'm going to cover the video challenge, right? So what I want to know, does everybody on here have a YouTube channel already and or a Vimeo account as well? I want you to have both if you don't, okay? So that's going to be the first part of the challenge. So type in a number 6 if you already have a YouTube channel and a Vimeo channel both. If you only have one or the other, just type in whichever one you have. But for the challenge, I want you to have both. I'll show you why here in a bit. YouTube is the primary focus, but it's always good to have a backup just because sometimes YouTube gets crazy and you wouldn't want to have to lose all your videos for forever. You know what I mean? So type in number 6 if you already have a YouTube account. All right, while we're waiting for the answers, I'm going to start covering what the challenge is going to be all about right here, right? So a couple things I want you to have, obviously, is a YouTube and a Vimeo account. Still in school, so that's awesome, buddy. Yeah, we never really stop. You know, you may stop officially, but you always want to be learning, right? So anyways, you want to make sure that you have a YouTube account that's verified. 2 reasons. One, so you can upload videos over 15 minutes long, and you need to have it verified so you can do Hangouts on air, just like this one, okay? So you definitely want to make sure you do that, and if you don't know how to do that, right, there's instructions inside of YouTube that shows you how you can search and find that. And you have to have a phone number for they text you a code, or if you can't get the text, they can call you and tell you a code. But you can verify your account that way, right? Very important that you do that. And I want you to begin and film and upload 2 or more videos a week. You don't have to make silly ones that don't make any sense and do one every day or anything like that. Just 2 videos a week. And I'm going to start covering some of the importance of it here. And then we'll get on with the training about making pages that pop, okay? And we're going to follow up with this stuff next week on next Thursday night. So a little bit how this is going to work, right? So your video topics can be as follows. You can do a Google Hangout on your biz or a training or anything like that. So if you're doing a training, kind of like I'm doing a training for you guys right now, if you do something like that for your team, that can count as one of your videos, okay? So you can make a register for webinar video. So say you're going to make a webinar registration page and you want a video on the front. If you do a video that goes in there, that counts as one of your videos. And these can be practice ones, or they can be ones that are good enough to use. You make the call on that. But it's definitely very powerful, a way to connect with your audience, and you can increase conversions. So let's go ahead and school's in session, and we're going to get you guys up to speed on doing some video, all right? So here's the deal. You can do a video registration video to go on a registration page for a webinar. You can do a thank you for registering video, just like you've seen some of the ones that I've created, or some of the ones like maybe you registered for one of Dwayne's webinars and he had a personal one right there. So not all of us has the same camera that he has. That's a pretty nice camera, but you can do it with a smartphone. Everything I've done, I've either done on screen share or with a smartphone, and most of them come out pretty good. Now, what we've learned in a lot of the trainings in the past is what we're going to start applying to this exercise or to this challenge. So I want you to use some of those things like Justin was talking about in his the other night, which is a lot of great points. So use a good background. You don't have to always shoot the videos. If you're shooting yourself talking, obviously, but screen share is going to be on your computer. So either way is fine, right? I do recommend you start to get comfortable being on camera, because no matter how silly you think you might look, you might think you look great, or if you're self-conscious and you think you look silly, there's enough people out there in internet land or in the world that are going to, connect with you and want to work with you because they're going to like you. So just be yourself. That's some advice. But anyway, so one of the most important things you can do after that is a video topic could be a solution to a marketer's problem. And here's some examples. You could do a video like, teach them how to get more leads, how to do your own Hangouts, right? We have a really awesome solution with both Cybernetico Live and Ingresso Cybernetico, however you want to sell it, as the business opportunity or as an affiliate product over there. Either way, right? We have a solution that every marketer needs, and we're going to show you a little bit more about that tonight, and that's why we're doing this video challenge. You could do videos that say, hey, are you struggling to recruit? Here's a solution. So you kind of got the idea. I'll give you some more details here in a minute, but definitely we have an awesome solution at our fingertips. We want to start leveraging the power of YouTube, because once you get these videos going, they're going to be selling for you 24/7, okay? Especially when I'm amazed at how the quality, and it just keeps getting better, the stuff that they're doing with Cybernetico Live, and how you can have automated webinars that have the chats pop up, the offers pop up, and everything. You can get good at doing that and matching up your W commands to make that thing look as real as possible. And you could be, on the beach or out to dinner with your spouse or having fun with your kids at the lake, and those things can be playing for you over and over and over again, and they're powerful because they're perceived as live. Okay. All right. So you don't always have to be in front of the camera. Like I said, you can also use slides and screen capture software to record slideshows. Similar how do we do these trainings. Like I'm not using slides tonight. Hey guys, just so you know too, I got all this on a Google Doc, so you don't have to take notes. Okay. I'm gonna give you that link, and you can use it for this week and next week, and follow up and read all the notes that I have for tonight. I did that so it'd make it easier for you guys, so you can kind of just focus tonight and not have to worry about writing down notes or anything. All right. So when you're in front of the camera, I want you to use lighting to your advantage. So like whether it's the sun or artificial lighting, you don't want a lot of shadows. You want them to be able to see you and connect with you and whatnot. So if you're outside and you got a lake or a tree as a background, you don't want the sun shining right into the lens. You want the sun shining on you at the back of the lens. Does that make sense? So it's not glaring and blocking you out, because if you have the sun in the wrong position or your lighting in the wrong position, right, you're going to look like a dark blob on the screen. You're not going to be able to see it. So just play around with lighting until you get it to look really good. Okay, I got a question here. Good. Yeah, anytime you guys got a question tonight, just pop it in there. I'll pause and answer for you. So Paul says, how long should the videos be on average? I usually do 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah, I say two to 3 minutes. 5 minutes is probably max for this, because you got to realize that the videos that we're talking about doing, it's either to get them to register for a webinar, or saying thank you for registering for a webinar, or we're showing them how what we have can be a solution for them. And the whole goal is not to teach them everything in that video. It's to get the click on the link, the call to action at the end. I'll get to that here in a minute. But so yeah, 5 minutes is fine. You don't really need to go any longer than that. Most of them should be anywhere from two to 5. Let's go 2 to 5 minutes. So that's a good time. People start to lose interest if you didn't really hook them in the beginning. That's a whole other thing we can get into, is the hook. The hook in the beginning of the video, so they want to watch the whole thing. But yeah, you're fine with that 3 to 5 minute time frame. All right, so go back to my notes here. It's always good to have an interesting background. So not everybody lives on the beach in Florida or anything, right? But so maybe you have a lake nearby, or you got a park with some trees or whatnot. You know, something that's just to get out of the same boring room in your house. Because I'll be honest, I mean, I have my own office in my house right here, but you got an ugly wall behind me, or you know what I mean? It would get kind of old looking at that ugly wall for every single video I did if all of them was me talking and all it was the painted wall behind me. So you get the idea on that. So avoid doing them in the same room of the house. If you got a really nice office and you want to do some of them in there, that's fine. Definitely you can do that. But I think getting outside, even doing them in your car, I wouldn't do it while you're driving down the road, although I have done. I'm guilty of doing some of those myself. But you're better off if somebody else is holding the camera, or if you actually just pull over, and just to be safe. I don't want to have anybody getting a wreck based on what I recommended you do, right? So that just to get something that's kind of interesting in the background, and start doing these videos. So you could actually take a 3x5 card, write down a couple bullet points of what you want to do, and you could go out someplace that has a good background, take your smartphone, whip it out there, and shoot 4 or 5 different videos. When you get back to your computer, download them if you want to do any little editing or anything like that, make them all look nice, and then boom, you've got 1, 2, 3 weeks worth of videos done. So that's definitely one way of doing it. So you head down to the local park, you got the lake nearby, you got a beach nearby, hanging out at the river, something where it's got just kind of an interesting background, because it just says more than just being in a room, right? So let's go on to the next part right here, guys. Here's another thing I see a lot of people doing too. They'll use their own company specific lingo. For example, once somebody's opts in, you don't need to tell them it's IC before they opt in, right? You tell them whatever you want to tell them. I mean, that's a whole other thing to have an elevator speech ready, but they may not know what that means, or they may not know what, if you use abbreviations and certain industry terminology, if they're not in the industry yet. Granted, when we're selling solutions to people that are already in the industry, they might know some of the stuff, but just kind of be careful of your language. Make sure that it's stuff that the average person would understand. I guess that's my point. Outside too, sometimes when you're filming, if it's really, really windy, you're going to have excessive wind noise, and that wouldn't be a very good video. So just be careful of that. You want to speak fairly loud, because most of us don't have a professional microphone. You're just speaking into the phone. You might have a Bluetooth thing on. Maybe that'll help, but you don't want to yell. You just want to speak loudly and clearly. Sometimes when I get excited, and if you guys have been on my trainings before, sometimes I start talking real fast. You might have a hard time hearing what I'm saying. So I got to constantly remind myself not to get crazy slow, but just speak a little bit slower so everybody can hear. So that's definitely something you want to do too, right? Because video really is powerful, and you'll get better and better over time. The hardest part is just getting started, right? Another thing too, as far as if you needed to shoot a video, you didn't have any other software or any other way of doing it, you can shoot a Hangout on air, right? And have no audience. It'll still record it. Just so you know, you could do that slideshow, whatever you want, and use actually Google Hangouts on air to record the thing over on YouTube for you. So just so you know, it's a little trick. If you didn't have any other software like ScreenFlow for the Mac like I got or anything like that, right? You can do that. And that definitely one of the things that you want to focus on is just sharing with your user how you can help them get the desired the results that they have, whether it's more leads, more traffic, sponsor more reps, make more sales. How to make, and one of the things that we can do definitely in Ingresso here is how to make awesome custom lead capture pages, right? How to have webinars that sell for you while you're asleep. That's kind of what we're talking about here. That's a strong one right there. I think you could really sell the heck out of Cybernautical Live or Ingresso itself, right? Because of that feature. How to write a great blog post, how to make effective YouTube videos. Like Paul just said right here, how long they should be. He's already doing videos. They're 3 to 5 minutes. So he sounds like he knows what he's doing already. You got a pretty good idea. Maybe one of the videos that Paul wants to do is, how to make an effective YouTube video, right? And then the goal is you have them opt in. There's going to be a call to action, right? The call to action can be click the link below and opt in. I'll send you the training, right? Or you can have the link below goes to a blog page with even a little bit more value. And right on your blog page, you could have an opt-in form as well. So you could do it a couple of different ways. But you want to capture that lead so you can market to them over time. And in the process, you want to be branding yourself as a leader within the industry. So even if you only know 2 things, right, get good at those 2 things and you can be a leader in those 2 things. And then it starts to work out for you like that. So let's go over like a simple format to follow when creating these awesome videos. So first thing I think you want to do is probably introduce yourself. You can be brief, but you do want to mention and do a little bit of branding at this point. So like anybody here want to be okay with me using them as an example? I'll just pick up a name so I don't pick on anybody, right? But I'll be like, my name is, I could be like, my name is Frank and I'm at from frank.com. And you can reach me on Facebook at facebook.com/Frank. And then something like that. You'll be a little smoother when you get it because I didn't want to use my name on everything in here. But you get the idea. So you could do just a little bit of an introduction. Maybe tell them like why they should listen to you. Okay, I've gotten really good at using webinars to build my business and I want to share the information with you. Something like that. So that is going to be the introduction. The next step is going to be tell them up front what to expect in the video. So you want to tell them what you're about to teach them. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. If you got any questions, go ahead and type them in. Okay. Anyway, so tell them what you're going to teach them. Then you want to give them the goods. This is really the meat and potatoes. This is where you're going to deliver. All right. And a lot of times in the 3 to 5 minute video, you're not teaching a whole broad subject, spending an hour on it. 3 to 5 minutes is maybe telling them one little thing so they get to know, like, and trust you enough to get the full training where you might teach them 10 more things or more aspects to the one thing that you just told them. By golly, there's a Frank on here. Making you famous, buddy. I hadn't seen your chat yet. That's hilarious. Well, congratulations, Frank. We're all going to follow you on Facebook now, okay? Anyways, tell them up front what to expect in the video, deliver the goods, and then a summary. Tell them what you just taught them by summarizing maybe some of the most important parts. And then it's basically proving that you delivered the great content that you told them you're going to do, right? And then the most important part, I want you to guess first, guys. I know there's a little bit of delay here. What's the one of the most important part? After the summary, what should you do? I know some of you guys are already using video that are on here right now. So tell me what you should do after you deliver the goods. And then you do the summary. What's the next step? All right. Should see some answers popping up here in just a second. If you guessed call to action, you are correct. That's exactly what you want to do. It's very important to always have a call to action. You want to tell them what to do. You want to tell them where to go, what to do at the end of the video, right? So like I was saying before, it could be a click the link below or opt in for more value. Click the link to go to a blog post for more value. Click the link, like my Facebook page. Go here, subscribe to my YouTube channel, that type of stuff. But just make sure you tell them what to do on every video, even the simple, silly ones that you do that are just kind of for branding or to keep your audience watching what you're doing. Definitely always want to have a call to action. So the last thing that I added in here I think is very important, and that's why I want you to start doing these videos now. So just even if you're not good at it yet, is because you want to exude confidence. And because confidence sells, I think, I mean, I know you guys got it, and you can go out there and do that, but confidence is important because it's almost more important than the word you say. It's the way you say it. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Hopefully that makes sense to you, because when you can sit there and have so much confidence that people are just blown away by it, they're going to want to do business with you and find out what you're selling or what you're trying to teach them or whatnot, right? So, and for the examples we're using now, if we're selling Ingresso or Cybernetical Live, we're selling solutions to problems that they have. You know, mostly marketers, but some brick and mortar businesses are going to want to use this stuff too, because there's a lot of different value that we have with this company. So anyways, no matter if you choose to use slides and screen share or shoot your video outdoors, you can edit your videos and show the call to action at the end visually, like in a slide, or maybe like if I'm using iMovie, I could have a domain, a URL, right, where I wanted to go could pop up on the screen. Hold on. YouTube, you use a link also. Yeah, right from the screen. I think that's what you're saying. So you could actually have the call to action where they can click right on the video and go there. So YouTube does allow that. That's definitely true. That's one way of doing it. But anyway, so at the end of your video, your call to action, you could actually have a slide pop up. Even if you were outside, you want to come, you know, when you shot the video outside, when you did your editing, have it just come up to a blank screen, pick a color of the screen, whatever you want, and put a domain name on there. Put like, go here for more information, something like that. So you could use those type of things to make your call to action more powerful and increase your conversions, right? Now we're going to pop over and start to talk about, first, we got any questions on the video challenge? So 2 videos. I'm going to send you these guys in the notes too. So, but any questions you got about that? Let me go grab that link right now. I'm going to send you the notes, and we're going to use these notes next week too, okay? Let me find it right here. Just type any questions you got at this point before we move on, okay? Well, I'm getting this link for you guys. I got to turn it to public. That should work. All right, I'm going to pop that over in the chat. It's a long link, guys, but that should give you, see if you can click on that and get the Google Doc. And that'll go over the notes. But just let me know if you got any questions at all about the video challenge, and then we're going to go on to actually doing the pages that pop, okay? All right, there we go. Make sure you can still see the right screen. All right, now we're going to start talking about pages that pop. Like I said, if you got any questions, go ahead and type them in over there. So pages that pop. On an opt-in page, your one and only goal really is to get someone to enter a valid email into the box and click the button, opt into your email list. That's it. You don't want any once you give enough information to make that decision, you really don't have to go any further. Anything after that's wasted. So you want to use the tools at your disposal to create a great looking page. And then I want to talk a little bit about split testing tonight. I don't know, does anybody already know what split testing is? Because I'm going to show you here in just a second what it means to me. So let's make an opt-in page real quick, okay? I want to show you how to do this. So let's just pick this template right here. All right, let's see. Can you still see okay? Yep, good deal. All right, so when we're split testing, basically what it means is once you get a page done, you like the way it looks and everything, right? And you're ready to rock with it, you duplicate it and then change one minor thing. So either you're going to change an image or you're going to change words, but I would never do both, right? Reason being is because you get it looking the way you want, and then you're going to drive traffic to both of those sites, and then you're going to track which one got more opt-ins. So if I wanted to do this one right here, and then I duplicated it, I would just change the wording, maybe only 1 or 2 words too, right? So maybe on the original one I had, just for an example purposes, guys, I had free video reveals, tools necessary to build business empire on the internet with very low investment, right? Good deal. So the maybe I just change free for the next one, right? Maybe I just put video. Maybe I take free out, or maybe I add complimentary. Right? You just change a word, and that's all you change on it, right? Or you would change a picture. Maybe you change the background picture. You have everything else exactly the same, but a different picture, and then you're going to keep driving traffic to it I'm sure your upline has probably got a favorite traffic source or something like that. So you want to get with them and see where they're buying their traffic from. And then just track it, see how many clicks went to that link. Okay. And then how many people actually opted in. And if you look at, say you did 1,000 clicks to page A and 1,000 clicks to page B. Page A, you got 100 opt-ins. Page A was 100 opt-ins. Page B was 200 opt-ins. So obviously you're going to want to use page B and then send the rest of your money you had set up for advertising and drive traffic all over to that page because it converted better. Does that make sense to everybody? I've mentioned split testing before, but I don't think we've ever actually defined it to make sure that people knew what we were talking about. So definitely want to cover that for you guys. All right. Does everybody know how to make a page in here already? Because in the notes, I'm going to give you that link right there. Hopefully you're able to click on it, right? That'll actually has some words in it. I call it power words that you can use in your sales copy. So I'll show you a couple of those right now. When we make pages that pop, we want to do a couple of different things. So like a webinar registration page, you can do both those two different ways. You can do a webinar registration page. Let me just bounce over there and show you guys. I think pretty much everybody knows how to make these. We've done several trainings on that back there. So that's why I'm going to bounce over to Cybernetical Live. And hey, before I forget while I'm here, doing another webinar at 10 to show you guys a little more about Prodigy Bar. I've got some exciting things coming up mid-month that you're going to want to check out. So this is one at 10 o'clock tonight. Basically, a little bit after we're done here, you can go to that, okay? But anyways, that's let's go over here to like create a new webinar screen. All right. So when it comes to creating a new webinar, you got a couple different ways of doing it. I'm just going to start one up here so I can get over to that part I wanted to show you, okay? The Hangout event title, they usually don't see that on your opt-in page, but they do see it other places. Hey, who knows when we're switching time again? I think it's about to fall back, isn't it? Does anybody know what day we fall back this year here in the United States? It's going to pick some time next week. We use Paul since Paul's on here tonight. And just get some of the basics in here, guys, and then we'll go on over to the other side there, right? Registration page is what I'm trying to get to here. And I've got some notes in here in the notes that I sent up there for you guys. But here's the deal, right? You got a basic page that you don't have any video on whatsoever. So if you're using the basic page, you're wanting to sell the sizzle of them registering in your copy before they get to that link, because there's not a whole lot of room on here to put a lot of stuff. It's like you're not convincing anybody with video or anything like that. So if you were sending the link out in an email to try and get registrations, or if you had an event set up on Facebook or Google Plus or anything like that, or even in a tweet or whatnot, but you want to do your selling in your copy before that link. All right, so your first job in that is to get them to click the link. Second job is getting to register. You can also do a lot of trainings. I mean, that's all you really need is something like that. Stuff where you already have an audience that wants to opt in. But say you want to do one with video, that's one of the things in the video challenge that we can do. A little bit of sizzle, introduction, just to recap. You can do introduction. You're going to talk about what you're about to teach them in the live event. Or maybe if you're just doing a custom invite for an event that you're not doing, tell them what they're going to learn, even if you're not the one teaching, okay? So maybe you partner up with some people on your team and you're doing some stuff together. You're going to be able to have them on your Hangout and you're driving traffic and capturing leads and whatnot. But whatever it is, you can sell that sizzle in that same little 3 to 5 minute video, right? Right there. A little bit about what you're going to teach them and get them to register. So I want to show you guys a couple different things about this in case you didn't know. The headline text right here, make sure it's only one line, right? So let's do company name, right? I want you guys to know that this is going to be the from email, not in the initial registration email they get, but the 3 follow-ups that are default, or if you do any more follow-ups as far as reminders. So say your webinar is a week out, you want to make sure that you have your name in here or your company name. So for example, I'm just going to put a Parties Bar in there, for example, right? Now, if you didn't know, this company logo right here, you don't have to put anything in there. But if you don't put anything in there, it's going to have the Cybernetical Live logo. So if you don't have a company logo or a picture or anything you want to use right there, a cool way to do that is to use cooltext.com. You could actually make your title right there, right? Here, let me show you. There's some other websites too, but cooltext.com is kind of cool because you can actually go there and make your title, whatever your headline text was going to be, you can make it in some really cool letters and upload that there and have it kind of long at the top of the screen. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that if you didn't put anything in there, it's going to have the Cybernetical Live logo on there, all right? So, and make sure this is only one line here, right? Don't want to overlap into two or three lines deep on the heading part, okay? You can do your selling before they get to that screen if you got to put that much text in there. You can put some more text in here, but remember, also it's going to be subtext, and you want it to be one line. Don't have it go any longer than that, okay? If you want to embed your video, since we're doing that video challenge, I want you to go ahead and click it right here, all right? That's where you're going to get that code. Does everybody know what code to get off of YouTube? I'll show you really quick. Again, here, let's bounce over to YouTube. I think you guys probably already know. We've shown this before, but I just want to be real clear in case there's somebody new jumping on here tonight, right? Let's find a video. All right, if you can see up at the top of the screen, it's right after that equals. If you're pulling one out that's in a playlist and it has a bunch of other stuff after that, just look for it to change and delete the rest of it. Refresh your screen, make sure the video's still there so you got the code there that you need. Copy that, and then come back over, and right after that / after embed before the parentheses right there is where you want to paste that in. And then this is already the right code to basically auto play and everything. Jatine and the programmer teams have that set up. It's already set to the right height on these, so you really don't have to mess with too much on these types of pages, changing them out. If you're using some of the pages over there on the lead pages part or the funnels part, which they're going to be changing the name to, right? There's a place called a VTube Tools that you can totally customize how you want the player to look, like autoplay, show the controls, not show the controls, and you can change the size up, because inside of YouTube you can only change up so many sizes, and some of the sizes you're going to want to use on the other pages over there aren't standard ones they let you pick. So you can do that inside of vtubetools.com. I'll give you that website too. Really well. So there's just some things to help you guys with the videos and whatnot too, right? Okay, so footer text. Most people just put like a little copyright thing down here, so it's kind of whatever you want to do. You can put something silly to catch their attention, but just so you know, I'm a Mac guy, so if you're doing it on a Mac, I want to teach you how to do it real quick, right? All right, so if you want to put the little copyright symbol, it's Option and then the letter G. That's how you get that in there on a Mac. I really don't remember how to do it on a PC. I haven't had a PC in years, but any of you guys watching this training video that are Mac users, that's how you do it, okay? And then you can just put your website, whatever you want to put there, right? And then click Save. And the reason I'm calling it Pages That Pop, because you can go preview links right now. So say you did have a long title, you wasn't sure if it was going to wrap around or not. You can go right over after you finish that one, even though you haven't even done the other page yet, right? And you can check it out to see how long it was, because if you can see how this logo was up there, and really if you were going to do the cool text and you're going to make one up there like that, you wouldn't have to even use the actual heading line. You could use subheading or nothing at all, whatever, however you want to do it, play around with it. But you could have a really cool looking lettered text up here when you make up the image, because it's an image you can download and upload, and you use that in place of your logo if you don't have one, right? You make it look pretty cool, but you can play around with all kinds of cool stuff at cooltext.com and really customize your opt-in page to make it pop and stand out from the rest of them that are out there. So I just wanted to share that with you. All right, we're going to move on to the next section here. Does anybody have any questions? We're going to end this here pretty soon and do part 2 next Thursday, and I want to see some of your videos between now and then, right? So type in your questions if you got them. And if you want to hop on the webinar we're doing here at 10, you can register for that. The link's in the window there for you. I'm going through my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything I want to teach you guys tonight. Got that covered, showed you where to do that. I'm going to show you the thank you page part, and then we're going to finish up next Thursday, okay? Now, the thank you page we haven't set up yet, so there's no reason to click on that. If you're doing a live webinar, it's always good to have the replay page. If it's recorded, you would just leave that as no. Thank you page, right? The title right here is going to be the main text where it's blue right there, orange right there, black. All right, so it's, I usually just thank people for registering, right? But you can do whatever you want. And then your description is going to be the finer print underneath it, so you can type whatever you want in there. If you want to tell them to make sure that they don't share the link that comes to them, is specific to them in the email, whatever. If you want to embed a video right here, it's the same way right here. What I think is pretty important, this button text. Has anybody used that button yet to redirect somebody? So if you're building a business and you have a fan page for that business, or you just have a fan page in general for you, it'd be a good idea to have somebody click that button there and go like your fan page or whatnot, or maybe you can get another follow on social media if they get that far. So that's a good way of using that module right there. You could be right, follow Paul on Facebook, and then Paul would have his Facebook fan page link in there. Okay, that's basically how that's going to work. Notifications I don't mess with. You guys comfortable doing pulls and offers? We're going to cover that if you got questions on that coming up in on next Thursday, okay? And then you get an idea how that works. We didn't use a video in this one, so just a real simple thank you type page right there. All right, guys, I want to take some questions right now, okay? And then I want to make sure that you guys are good to go, and then I got to hop off here and get on the other webinar at 10 o'clock for the Prodigy Bar, okay? Which you guys can come on that too if you want to. I know there's a little bit of a delay, but type any questions you got over there right there. Turn screen share off. There we go. Hey, everybody. All right, so here's the deal. Ask any questions you got. We'll wrap it up here in the next 5 minutes. And then I want you to come over to this other webinar too. I think you're going to like what you hear. Give me another way for you guys to earn some money. All right, I know there's a delay. I'll give it just a little more time. If you got any questions about what we started tonight, about the video challenge, or part 1 of creating pages that pop, go ahead and type it in the chat box right now. Did anybody not get the Google Doc? Like if your screen refreshed and you lost it, I can post that link again if you need it. Just let me know. Type it over there. All right. I think you got a good start. I want to see some of those videos. Definitely want to support you guys if you're going to, have the nerve to go out there and start doing videos, even if you haven't done it before. I got in the notes I send you. You got my email. You email it to me. I'll give you a like on YouTube and a positive comment to help your video out a little bit. Also, I want you to create an opt-in page and then do a split test version of that same page and send those to me as well too. If it's cool if I use them next week for examples, kind of give you a little recognition there, and then we'll do that next Thursday night at 9 o'clock. Unless the only way we might not do it Thursday at 9 is because I know there's another series starting up, so we might do it at a different time. But we'll definitely do a training next week. Might have to do a little later or something, or a little earlier in the day, or bump it to Friday or something, because I don't think there's a webinar on Friday next week. But Dwayne's doing that Women of Power series. Should be a really good setup, really good series of training. All right, guys. So thanks for coming out tonight. Definitely, if you got any questions, you can email me to the email line. Okay, hold on. Post Google Doc. Okay, good. I'm glad you caught me. Let me go find it here again. Hold on. And the cool thing is, if I add anything more to this, right, the Google Doc, you'll already have the link for it right there. But there you go. I'll keep this open just a second longer so you can grab it. But that's notes for this weekend, next week. And then definitely hop on that webinar at 10. You guys are going to love what you hear there. Trust me, it's good stuff. All right, does anybody got any more questions? You got that doc now? We're good to go. We'll see you at 10 o'clock tonight then.